We're joined by Jeremy Schaap. And Jeremy, we have seen an awful lot today. Zach really unexpectedly speaking for the first time. And then, of course, Urban's statement where he, at the very least, admitted that he could have handled things much better. What's your overall takeaway from this today?
Well, I think the takeaways right now, Sage, are from that statement from Urban Meyer where he says that he failed to be clear, he failed to be compassionate, he failed to be accurate at Big Ten Media Days. So now he's saying it seems that he did know about the 2015 allegations. Zach Smith is saying that Urban Meyer knew about the 2015 allegations. Zach Smith is also saying that Urban Meyer's boss, Gene Smith, the athletic director, knew about the allegations. So we're in a very different place right now than we were 24 hours ago. Of course, though, there was much left unsaid in Urban Meyer's statement as well. He said that he followed all the correct protocols always at Florida, at Ohio State, presumably at Utah. But he didn't say what protocols he followed in 2015. And that's really one of the big questions right now. The question is, well, we know that his boss, or at least Zach Smith says the boss, Gene Smith, knew. Well, what did Urban Meyer do? How did he follow the protocols? And if he did follow the protocols, as he says now, he did, then why did he lie about it?
Exactly, because he was right out there saying, I knew that something happened in 2009. I knew nothing about 2015. Why make a differentiation there? Why?
Well, that's a very good question.
We don't know that question.
Right.
But
it's a very good question, but certainly we can speculate and say it's because he just wanted this to go away. And clearly, you know, also in the statement, I found it disingenuous at best that he said he wasn't prepared to answer questions about the 2015 allegations. Well, he knew it was going to come up. He'd already fired Zach Smith. He'd had these discussions. And this isn't about who's going to be the starting quarterback. This isn't about some recruiting issue. This is about domestic violence allegations, about something much more serious. And remember, a day ago at this time, we were thinking, well, Urban Meyer, maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he didn't know anything about 2015. 2009, let's face it, was a different world. It was a different context for our society. 2015 is post-Ray Rice. It's when we were having a national discussion about this, almost on a daily basis, particularly in the world of football. So I think it's much more problematic where Urban Meyer stands right now than where he stood a few hours ago.
Zach Smith specifically said in that interview with Dan Murphy, in 2015, on the sidelines, I told Urban Meyer about this. So there you have it. And by the way, you know Zach Smith knew what Urban Meyer said last Tuesday at Big Ten Media Day as well. You've got to assume that. Take Zach Smith out of it because he's been fired. Urban Meyer, Gene Smith. What should be happening at Ohio State next, in your opinion?
Well, obviously, the investigation is ongoing, and presumably the people who are chairing the investigation, the 6 people, will get some answers. But as we've seen quite often, when organizations, institutions as big and as powerful as Ohio State start circling the wagons, you don't always get the answers very quickly. You don't always get complete answers. We happen to be dealing here with a very powerful football coach as well, a guy who's had tremendous success. And so you have to wonder, is this going to be handled in a fair and an independent manner? But the hope is that it will be, that we'll get more answers, and we'll see if Urban Meyer is now telling the truth about following all those protocols.
Ohio State has a lot to figure out, and they can't go as quickly as people would like. This is that. Remember Jim Tressel a couple of years ago for something much lesser.
Right. Now it seems almost quaint. Jim Tressel fired for not revealing what he knew about tattoos and improper benefits for some of his athletes. And also, you have to remember not just the larger societal context right now, but the context at Ohio State.
Exactly.
Where we're talking about what's been going on with the doctor accused of improper behavior going back decades ago, with what's going on with an assistant diving coach who's been accused of having an improper relationship with a minor. This is a crisis that engulfs the entire institution right now.